I'm in Santa Rita at the Alameda County Jail. This is where Walter Hoye is being held. He's been here for a little bit over 2 weeks, and he's serving a sentence of 30 days for refusing to obey a sentence of, what was it, $1,000 penalty, and that he had to stay 100 feet or 100 yards away from the abortion mill at 200 Webster Street in Oakland, California. And I think the judge was probably surprised of that denial. I think he probably thought that he would just take the lesser penalty and be done with it. But Walter didn't want to go that route. He wanted to stand up for the unborn and go all the way and say, no, that law is unjust. And by doing that, he wound up here. And we had a rally on this on Saturday, and of course the theme on that was something that was taken from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And Dr. King marched for civil rights, and Walter Hoye in this case is marching for the civil rights of those who can't even speak for themselves, the unborn. In America, 500,000 black babies are killed every year. 500,000. About every 72 seconds, a black child is killed in the womb. The numbers are staggering. Abortion itself is horrible, but this does have the flavor of sort of a targeted assassination. I mean, you look back at what people like Margaret Sanger said and talking about the poor and the black population and just the inferior people in so many different ways. One of them referring to them as weeds of civilization. She was a proponent of eugenics, a process where they wanted to determine which were the people who deserved to live and which were the people who deserved to die. And they were working on sterilization programs where they would forcibly sterilize women and possibly men so that they couldn't have children. And you think about these kinds of things happening, and you think, well, that would maybe be in Russia, that might be in Germany, in Nazi Germany, but not in America. It just couldn't be. But sure enough, it's happening right here in America, and 50 million people have been killed since 1973. In 36 years, 50 million people have been killed by their mothers in this country. It's unbelievable. Where is everybody? Where's the outcry? In just a couple of weeks, I guess it's maybe a week from now, there's going to be the Tea Party. Tea parties all over the country. Everybody's rallying behind the tea parties. There's going to be 2,000 cities participating in tea parties. And yet, when it comes to the unborn, nothing. Where are you people with the tea parties? And you should challenge everybody who's doing a tea party and saying, why do you consider a tea party because of the taxes such a big deal, and yet when it comes to the unborn, you're nowhere to be seen? That's what I want to know, is where are all the people? You get out to the abortion mills. Look one up. Just look up abortion in Google, in your neighborhood. If you live in Oakland, look up abortion in Oakland. You'll find the abortion mills. Go down there sometime. See how few people are there. This fight is very underpopulated by people who know that life has to be defended. It's up to all of us to do everything we can. I hope that by showing you everything that's happening around the country, by showing you what's happening to Pastor Walter Hoye, what's happening when great leaders like Johnny Hunter and Day Gardner and Dr. Alveda King and Jesse Lee Peterson and all of these people, they get up and they speak, and their voices are powerful. They should resonate. They should be rallying cries to everybody to say, yeah, I got to get involved. What can I do? That's what I'm looking for. Well, that's what God's looking for, not me. God has me out here to help motivate and to help show you what's going on. And I pray that with these messages that we put out, that maybe a few more people will get involved, and then a few more, and then a few more, and then maybe we'll get to the tipping point and we'll end this. I absolutely believe it. And I think that's one of the most important questions you can ask anybody when you meet them. Say, do you believe abortion will end? Will abortion end this year? Ask them that question. Ask yourself that question. And then ask yourself the question, does God want abortion to end? Does he? I think so. And I think he wants it to end right now. So for everybody that's doing these tea parties, I got to tell you, right now what I see is just a bunch of people getting together with their fingers in the air and sipping tea and rallying and say, Obama's the mighty evil. You know, he's taking away our money. And that just isn't good enough for me. It's not good enough for a lot of us. It's not good enough for Walter Hoye, who's behind me in a jail right now, serving time because he's standing up for what he believes in. That's what it takes. And in the days when Operation Rescue was cranking and going around the country and doing sit-ins and people were getting arrested and thrown in jail everywhere, that's what it takes. I wasn't around then, I wasn't participating then, whatever the case may have been. But now is now. Now's the time for us to rise up. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, right now. Folks, this is nothing more serious than standing up for those who can't speak for themselves. All right, okay, maybe that's a little arrogant. There's plenty of serious things. But this is serious too. The homeless are serious, the poor, that's serious. But this active effort in this country to annihilate people who don't qualify to have the rights to live for whatever reasons, this is something that we've got to stop. Margaret Sanger, founder of Planned Parenthood, like I said, you've heard of her things. If you haven't, look up Margaret Sanger and Planned Parenthood and read all of her insane comments. And think about where the IQ test came from. The IQ test came from a man who brought it to the United States because he wanted to try to figure out how they could separate people who were smarter from those who were dumber. And why would they want to do that? What do you think? So the IQ test, birth control, the American Birth Control League founded by Planned Parenthood, which became, of course, Planned Parenthood. In vitro fertilization. In vitro fertilization, we don't know how many people are killed because of that. We think of it as a rescue for those of us who can't have children. I've got a couple of children, thank God. You know, I'm blessed in that way. But you know, even if we're not, we're still blessed. Just because we don't have children doesn't mean we're not blessed. I mean, God doesn't. It's not meant for all of us to have children. And in that case, maybe we can adopt or something. But in vitro fertilization is a horrible process. It kills people because what they do is they inject more people than can be born, and then they kill those that are extra. So if there's 8 people who are in the womb of the mother, they kill the other 6 so that 2 can be born. That's why there's so many people that have had in vitro fertilization who have twins, because the other 6 or however many have been killed. Cloning is a reality in this country. We clone and kill en masse. Look it up. Missouri was one of the first clone and kill bills passed in this country back in 2006, I believe. And chimeras, animal-human hybrids, where they're mixing mice and humans and that kind of thing to come up with all kinds of different solutions to medical problems. It's insanity. There's so many things going on. Ethically, we're in a quicksand. We're in a quagmire. We're totally going under. And for everybody who says, we're winning, we saved a baby the other day. Yeah, well, 4,000 died today, and 4,000 are going to die tomorrow. So even if you save 10 or 20 or 100 in one day, that's not winning compared to the other 3,900 who will never make it. It's not about gloom and doom. It's about hope. And the hope is that we're going to do everything we can, and that we'll be there for the unborn. We have hope. I have hope. I believe it's our strength, and I believe it's God behind us that's going to give us the strength to do what we need to do. So if you're not already involved, well then pray on this and get involved. And even if you're not a Christian, figure it out, because we've got to get involved, and you've got to be a part of saving the unborn. Again, I'm out here at the Alameda County Jail in Santa Rita. Pastor Walter Hoye is behind me, and he's serving time. He's in a jail. He's weak. They had him on an IV. And he's walking the walk. God bless.